So just before this video starts, I want to tell you guys about a nonprofit I'm really proud of collaborating with. So this website is called Project Uni Canada, and it provides you with a whole bunch of resources on various universities. I'm talking interviews, specific deadlines, so on and so forth. I'm going to put their website link down in the description, so feel free to go check that out. On November 1st, I will be doing a health sci interview for them, so if you're interested, you can go check that out too. Thank you! Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Priyanka Arora. I'm 18 years old and I'm in my first year at Western University for Health Sciences with Bio. I firstly want to start off by apologizing to all my subscribers I did have previous to this video. I know I haven't been posting, and it's honestly been a month and I haven't posted at all, so my apologies. As soon as university started, things happened so quickly. I have tests back to back, quizzes back to back, and I honestly didn't expect like all of this to happen all of a sudden. So that's no excuse. So here I am and I'm ready now. I feel like I'm much more comfortable with my time management skills now, so I can balance this and I can balance school. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So for this video, as stated in the title, I'm going to be doing another Q&A. I received a lot of positive feedback on my first Q&A, so I thought it only made sense to do another one because it seemed the most helpful. So all of these questions are the ones that you guys submitted on my TikTok. If you guys don't know how to access that, my TikTok is The Local Brown Girl, and there's a link in my bio where you can submit questions for my next Q&A or access the university document, and there's a lot of other helpful resources, so be sure to check that out. And I've also wasted a lot of time, so let's get right into the questions. I just wanted to add before I get started, all of these questions are anonymous. I don't know who wrote them. I'm not going to go find out who wrote them, so feel free to ask any questions, any of your doubts, and I'm going to try to cover as much as I could. Okay, I'm going to be reading the questions off of my iPad, and I cannot see without my glasses, so I'm going to put them on. Anyways. So the first question is, how did you choose which uni to go to and what program to take? So for me personally, I always knew that my end goal is to go to medical school and become a pediatric surgeon. So for me, it was pretty obvious that I needed to go into a science program. It was just for me picking which university I want to go to. So my main goal was MAC Health Sci, but I actually did not end up applying to this program, which I honestly regret very much. I got super insecure and I was like, I'm not going to get into this program. So I just never ended up applying. And that's probably my biggest regret, but that's okay. That was my first choice. But after that, I was like, I really like Western. The student resources here are amazing. All of the stuff I've heard about it, social life, everything, it's super balanced. So then that was my second choice. I applied to both Med Sci and Health Sci at Western, and I did end up choosing Health Sci because I felt like it gave me more options, like in the future, if I can say it like that. Like Med Sci was more directed to like med school, but Health Sci gave me the opportunity to choose between government jobs and so on and so forth. So I just really liked all of the opportunities that were provided to me if I continued in Health Sci. So that's why I decided to pick Health Sci. All right, so the next question is, can you apply to more than one program at the same uni? Yes, you can do that. However, you have to pay for every application. So for me, I applied to Health Sci and Med Sci at Western, and I had to pay twice for Health Sci and Med Sci. I think for UFT, I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on this, but some unis, you're only allowed to apply to 3 programs at their university. So just make sure you check that out before you start your application process. Okay, so moving on, my next question is, do university students have a social life? All right, so for me, I personally think that this is a really subjective question. It's obviously based upon what program you're in, what type of person you were previously, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to speak on my behalf for now. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm taking Health Sci, and with online school right now, everything is just, it's always there. Like they pre-post all of the lectures, so I always have something to do, and when I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm behind. So for me, I don't personally have any time for social life, which I feel like isn't much of an issue right now because COVID, obviously I'm not going to be going anywhere. But however, I do feel like it would be different if I was on campus and I had my friends around me, I had a roommate. then yeah, I would make time for social life. As of now, I do not have a social life. Like, I've been stuck at home. All of my friends have been stuck at home because of there's so much work, COVID, and everything just came all at once. However, if you're wondering if you're gonna have a social life, hopefully COVID will end by then and maybe you guys can move out, stay in residences, make new friends, and yeah, definitely you will have time for social life and school as long as you find a balance that works for you. The next question is, do universities care that I just have the average amount of hours and I didn't go above and beyond? No. Universities honestly do not care about anything other than your marks. Unless they ask for a sub app, then they do not care. I'm being very honest with you. I know we were always told, like, watch your extracurriculars, do this, do that. But unless there's a supplementary application, they honestly do not care. I personally did. I finished with 140 graduation hours. I know that is definitely, I promise you, that is not needed at all. The only reason I had so much was because I was planning to do IB all 4 years, and we need an extra 120 hours. So that's why I had them all completed. But you do not need that at all. As long as you have 40, that's enough to graduate, and you're perfectly fine. Question number 4, is it normal to be afraid that you won't get into university? Yes, this is very normal. Even if you have the grades, there is still always going to be that little doubt in the back of your mind that you're not going to get in. Which is what happened to me, and which is why I applied to like 1,000 universities with so many backups. I was like, I'm not going to get in. I'm definitely not going to get in. I don't have, like, I'm not capable. But if you overthink and you stress yourself out like that, it's honestly, it's not going to help you in any way. It's not going to tell the universities to accept you right away. So just don't give yourself that stress. What I want to say, though, is everyone will get offers at different times. And I can tell you this firsthand. I remember I was in chemistry class one day, and we were all sitting there, and Max sent out their lifestyle offers. And everyone at my desk got an email. And they all got accepted. And I was looking at my phone, like, refreshing it. I was like, where's my acceptance? Why isn't it here yet? I have the marks. Where's my acceptance? And I didn't get an acceptance until 1 month later. So it's completely okay. Some of your friends will get acceptances earlier. You will get it later. It's okay, or you'll get it earlier and they'll get it later. You just don't make yourself feel insecure, because you are going to get it. If you have the marks, you will get in. So don't stress yourself out. It's okay to feel afraid. But the only thing that you can do right now is make sure that you do your best in grade 12. You need those marks to be as high as possible, because that's what your acceptance depends on. So don't stress. This is all I can tell you. I know that doesn't mean much coming from me, because I've already been there, done that. I'm already accepted. So it doesn't mean much, but that's the only thing that will truly help you. Do not overstress yourself. Just try your best to do your best in grade 12, okay? Next question is, what is the application process? Like, when do I apply if I only want them seeing my grade 12 marks? So there is no time. If you apply now, they're going to first take into consideration your grade 11 marks, your grade 11 top 6 marks. If they like those marks, you will get an offer. If they don't, then you're going to be moved on to second round. And in second round, they're going to be looking at your grade 12 first semester marks and some of your grade 11 marks. If they like you then, you'll get an offer then. And if you still don't, that's completely okay. You're going to be moved on to the third round. In the third round, they look at your grade 12 first semester final marks and your second semester midterm marks. And that is the last time you will be receiving an offer based on your top 6 grade 12 marks. So there's no specific time. You just apply, and if you don't get in the first round, you know that they didn't like your grade 11 marks, which is okay. They're not going to toss out your application. You're just going to be moved on to the second round. So apply when you get it. It doesn't affect you in any way. Someone else said, I saw a TikTok girl who didn't receive a scholarship because they looked at her grade 9 and grade 10 marks. So this is not true for all scholarships. Some scholarships do look at all 4 years of your marks, but there's some scholarships that just look at your grade 12 marks. So you don't need to stress about that. If you do some searching, you will find scholarships that look at just your grade 12 marks if that's what you're looking for. This one's kind of a personal question, so this is for you. Somebody asked, do you really think I can make it into Queens or Westerns if I have a 90 average, but I'm taking pre-calc and it's supposed to be really hard? So if your average does end up to be over a 90, I personally really think that you will get into Queens and Westerns. However, you haven't told me what program you're applying to. So as if you can go on the website and find out what the requirements are, you should be able to answer that question for yourself. What are the best volunteering jobs that universities would love? Well, volunteering is not a job, so make sure you don't volunteer in a place where other people are getting paid for it, because then your hours don't count. I found that out by firsthand experience. One of my friend, she volunteered at Kumon, and she actually volunteered for like 50 plus hours, and they didn't give her anything because another person can get paid for the same job, so it doesn't count as volunteering. So make sure you check that out. And like I mentioned before, universities don't care where you volunteer. As long as you have them done, then you're good. Where do you pay when applying to universities? So as you all know, to apply to universities, you can apply to 3 universities for $150, and every university more than that is another additional $50. So once you add all of them into your OUAC, you just click submit, and it'll tell you to enter your credit card info, and you just pay on the OUAC website itself. Next question is, I didn't take a university math course. Does that mean I'm not going to get into university? So this depends. If your university's requirement is 12U math, then they won't accept you if you didn't do university math. However, if it says any math, then you should be okay. So I've had a lot of questions for specific subjects like health sci, med sci, crim, socio. I'm not going to add them all into this video because there are just too many, but I will be trying to make another video next week, hopefully going through some specific programs. Maybe I'll probably do health sci versus med sci first at Western, just because it's the one I know most about, and then I'll move on from there. Once again, if you guys have any questions, you can go to my TikTok, the local brown girl, click the link in my bio, and there's a Google form. It should look like this, just like this. So you could just enter in your questions, and then I'll have them ready for the next video.